Hey there, BrewTube, DJ back at you with yet another DJs BrewTube beer review. And tonight I got one of my favoriteest things in the world, canned beer. That's right. Why do I like canned beer so much? Because it keeps that beer nice and fresh. And what beer do we have tonight? Tonight we have Sapporo Reverve Lager. And this can, guys, if you've never seen one of these cans, this will punch a hole through a brick wall. This is a serious can. It's got a connected bottom, solid steel. I mean, this is some serious can. So if anything's going to keep something fresh and keep light abated, it's this can. So, who's Sapporo? Sapporo is one of the biggest breweries in Japan. They got 5 breweries in Japan, and they have 1 brewery in Canada that they bought. I think it was like in 2006, $400 million or some crazy stuff like that. And they used that brewery to make a lot of their beer for the Americas and Europe, UK, things of that sort. So, Sapporo Breweries Limited, their main office is in Tokyo, Japan. So, what do we got about the beer? Sapporo Reserve. Sapporo Reserve style, what is it? It's an all malt lager. It's all barley, there's no adjunct into it, so this is their Reserve premium version of their regular Sapporo lager, which has rice in it as an adjunct. As you know, when you put rice in it, it softens up the taste, sort of, and makes it more crisp and less aggressive overall. This is a year-round serving. 5.2% alcohol by volume, and I believe, from the best I could tell, it's between 10 and 12 IBUs. There's not a lot of really good info on that. So let's get this bad boy cracked open, get it in a glass. We got a nice mug tonight, see what we got going on. Man, now you got to work to crack this can. Wow, that's a sturdy can. So, Sapporo's been around since the 1800s, and they're one of the earlier breweries in Japan. So, let's see, wow, we didn't get too massive a head on that one. I was worried we might get a super huge head on it, but we didn't. This is a nice mug for showing off this beer. Nice clear, yellowish, but darker yellow color from the all malt point of view. The regular Sapporo, which I've had numerous times, is a lighter color than this because it's not an all barley or all malt beer. When they put that rice in there, that's a lighter, fermentable sugar that's available for the yeast, and it doesn't impart color to the beer. So when they use the pale Pilsner malts in there and other things, you don't get as much color. So, what do we got here? We've settled down to a 2-finger sort of sudsy head. No alcohol legs going on. I imagine we might get a bit of glass lacing on this. A little bit rocky, nice white looking head, but the color is really nice. It's a darker amber color. So I think maybe Michelob looks sort of like this, if I can recall. It's been a long time since I've had a Michelob, but it had this kind of adjunct lager look. Even Heineken's lighter than this one, so this is a darker brew, but crystal clear, definitely filtered, no haze, no nothing in this. So let's get a nose on it and see what we got going on. You're getting those typical lager smells, that little bit of wet cardboard, a little bit of metallic in there. You're getting malt sweetness. Since it's all barley version of this brew, there's no corniness or that ricey or adjunct smell. It's a good, clean, crisp smelling beer, and you do actually get a bit of the hops in the background as well. So let's get a taste on this bad boy and see what it is. Got my workout in. I'm right thirsty. Let's see what we got going down. Wow. That's a lot better tasting beer, I think, than the regular Sapporo. Actually, this is one of the most popular beers in restaurants, especially like Japanese and Chinese restaurants or Asian themed restaurants. Almost all of them have Sapporo because it's super available since it's made in Canada here for the United States. And it was a big macro lager brewery that they bought out. So, let me get another taste of this. I believe the name of the brewery actually they bought out was like Selman or something like that. But this is a really easy drinking beer. I could pound this entire glass. The carbonation's not super aggressive. It's, I would say, kind of medium. This one's nice and cold. I'd say that's probably how you want to drink this. I think this has some good flavor to it. You can tell it's an all malt lager because it's not been lightened up with that rice or the corn, and it doesn't leave that tortilla chip aftertaste in your mouth, which I really appreciate. I don't really like that too much about adjunct lagers, that corn tortilla chip taste that you have. Now, don't get me wrong, I like tortillas and tortilla chips and all that kind of stuff, tostitos, whatever you want to call them, but not when I'm drinking my beer. The sweetness of this is not as cloying, I think, and like that sort of fake cheap sweet flavor like you get from some of the lesser adjunct lagers. So I'd say this is a quality tasting beer, and I'd drink it again, I think, especially on a hot weather day, or like I'm lathered up now after having this workout. I'm drinking this one down while I'm having my little beer rating conversation with you guys, and I'm enjoying it. You know, some folks out in the craft beer world, they want to stick to the known beers, the expensive beers, the ones that have super huge flavor. But you know what? There's a place in the world for this kind of beer too, guys. And every beer is situational. Man, having this one with some spicy food would just be downright awesome, I think. You know, if I had some like real spicy salsa going on, or some like buffalo wings or whatever, this beer will go really down well with it. And I think it would pair. That's why probably they have it in a lot of Asian restaurants, because it's enough beer, this one anyway, the Reserve. The regular Sapporo is a little bit lighter, and I don't like it as well as this one, but it's got enough body to it that it stands alone on its own, so you can differentiate it from the food in your mouth, and not just like you're drinking fizzy, slightly malt flavored water with some hops dangled in it. But it's got a lot more character than some just plain adjunct lagers, since it's not an adjunct, it's all barley lager. So, what do we think about this grade-wise? Rate Beer gives us a 15, which I think is an abomination. It's way better than 15. That's a joke. I don't even know why they put it on the website. That shouldn't be there. That's embarrassing that they put it there, I think, for them. Beer Advocate's giving it a 76. I don't really think that's high enough either. You know, the other rating guys, they'll skew, and we're all going to skew to some direction. On here, there's no date per se. There's a date code, but this can, I mean, you could hit this with an RPG, and the beer would probably still survive, and the RPG would probably bounce off the darn thing, because listen to this. That's a solid can, guys. You're not crushing that on your head. If you do, you're going night-night. But, you know what? I'm going to give this beer a solid B. I think it's probably about, I'd say about an 83, 84 beer, solid B. I'm not a huge lager fan, but I'm liking this beer. It's solid, it's made with quality ingredients, and it tastes good. It's not offensive at all in any way. The nose and everything is right where it should be for this style of beer. And anyways, that's my opinion. If you guys think otherwise, if you had this one, comment, let me know. You know, we'll get some interaction going and talk about this one. But as always, remember what I say, think globally, drink locally, support this craft beer movement, man. Keep this stuff growing. I mean, this isn't so crafty a beer. I guess it is maybe for these guys. It's one of their more craft level type offerings. They're making not a gajillion gallons of it, maybe half a gajillion. But anyways, until then, as always, buddies. Well, I'm losing my mind. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks a million for watching. I really appreciate all your comments, guys subbing and everything. And until the next time, that's a big peace out.